Good morning and welcome, everyone. We're so excited to have you on the line this morning. Beautiful day in Tulsa, Oklahoma. My name is Michelle Raley, and it is a pleasure to be here with you this morning. It is also an honor to be here with one of the top presenters in the company, top income earners, Tamia Colon. Are you on the line?
Michelle, you know I wouldn't have it no other way. I'm right here with you, lady. Walking into my office right now so I can get real comfortable so that we can have a
little chat.
Howard, it's a conversation. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing well as well. You know, I think that's what I'm going to do as well. I think I'm going to go to a little spot that's just a little bit more nice so we can have a little chat. But it's so fun to have you on the line, Tamia.
It is always a pleasure. I thank you for the opportunity to share. I love to share. So whenever I have the opportunity to do that, I'm all over it, all about it. So thank you for having me this morning. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'll tell you what, we have a good time, don't we?
we have too much fun.
Too much fun. Enagic Kangen water is absolutely life-changing.
Yeah.
And I think I'm set up in a nice, quiet spot here with you, Tamia.
Yeah, no problem. I am.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, that this water is life-changing because you know what? When I look back almost 10 years ago when I got started, actually when I bought my machines, I didn't get started until a while after that. But as I look back and I think about all of the stories and all of the personal testimonies of individuals that shared them with me, and I think about that it continues to go on. It's like having an arsenal of just wonderful stories from individuals who have experienced the power of what we have. And it continues to grow. I'm telling you, I could not suck them all in Okinawa. I'm telling you, all of the stories that we've had the opportunity to witness and hear and on. Yeah, and it just keeps getting, as we say in South Carolina, gooder and gooder.
Gooder and gooder. You know what, Tamia? I was thinking about that this morning, and, you're a 6'8", 10-4. Isn't it amazing? Congratulations, by the way. That was some incredible opportunity to see you receive that award in California.
And you too, Michelle. The fact that we were able to share the stage together and celebrate together, it simply says that, you know what, we're truly continuing what we started, and that's what it's all about. And we can't get comfortable here. I was very comfortable, as a 6'8" 3 for about 5 years.
I was comfy too.
Yeah, well, I'm uncomfortable now. I 10-4 is nice. I said I wanted to be called a 10-4 because I just like 10-4.
I like that too.
To drive 18-wheelers and whatnot.
Oh, come on. Who wouldn't like to be 10-4? I mean, hello.
Yeah, 10-4. Like that's it. I got you, right?
That's awesome.
It's time to move on now. It's time to get to 15.5.
I'll tell you what. Isn't it really amazing? I mean, you and I have both had incredible success here, and, it's amazing to me all the things that have gone on within the last 8 years for me, and being around and watching you train and just being inspired and motivated by you. But the company having such a phenomenal product like it does, and people that I sold machines to 8 years ago, they are still very happy that they bought those machines. And it's wonderful to be part of that kind of a company, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. You're not ashamed of what you're doing. When you know you have a good product and you know that the product is good, you know that it's good, nobody has to convince you. You don't have an issue with sharing that information with other people. You're not afraid. You're not embarrassed. You know, I have to tell you, I've shared some stuff in my day. I've been in this industry for the past 26 years. And Michelle, honestly, you know, I remember when I got started in network marketing 26 years ago, almost 27 years, and I was a school teacher, and I was exposed to a very, 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 very good company. And it was a company, I won't name that company, but you know, I won a pink Cadillac in that company. But I'm going to tell you something, Michelle.
I love you.
I could not wear the product. I could not, because the product was breaking me out. I couldn't use the cleansing products because they would literally break my face out. And also the foundation, you know, I could use the lipstick and some of the powder products, but I could not use the liquid products. And people would ask me, you know, Tamia, are you wearing the product? And my response would be, I wouldn't lie to them, but I would say, why would you ask me something like that? You know, why would you ask me if I'm wearing the product? And then I walk away feeling so guilty. You know, I mean, you got this card, you're getting these checks, and you're supposed to be a product of the product. At least that's what I was always taught. But I couldn't do it because my skin was so sensitive. I mean, so when I think about the fact that I'm not allergic to water, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
I know, and it was so life-changing.
It is. It is. I mean, from the fruits, from washing my fruits and vegetables to washing my clothes to brushing my teeth, you know, to using my 5 points, my beauty water, you know, on my face, you know, I mean, where it's my face accepts that because it understands that. I mean, whereas, you know, I'm not putting chemicals and on my face and in my body.
Right.
You know, Enagic has flat out changed, you know, it's changed our lives. It really has changed our lives. And I will drink it forever until I'm no longer able to. You know, and if they can't give it to me through IV, I must be expired because that would be the only way I'm not going to have my Kenyan water. Oh, no. Not at all.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I always tell people, too. You know, it's so easy to be a product of this product because everyone drinks water.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have the best. Well, Tamia, you're on a straight phone today, not on a Bluetooth or anything like that, right?
Nope, I'm not.
Okay.
Straight phone.
All right. I just had someone say they couldn't hear you, and I thought, I can't imagine not being able to hear Tamia. I could probably hear you from a room away.
I'm on speaker, though. Let me get off the speaker.
Oh,
and I hope that they'll be able to hear me better now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, you know what? We're not going to waste any time here because all time with you is absolutely precious. So I'm going to go ahead and just say, hey, Tamia, if you had new people on the line today, what would you want them to hear?
Well, you know, I look at it like this, Michelle. Everybody should put themselves in a position of being new. You know, every time they sit and listen to anybody train or they sit and listen to anybody inspire or whatever it is that person is attempting to deliver, it doesn't matter the message. You should always have a new mind to receive something that could flat out change your life. And that's what I do. When I sit down and I listen to you, Michelle, when I listen to, you know, the Don Process of the world and, you know, and I listen to, you know, other individuals out there that are really, really making a difference in all of our lives, it doesn't matter if I heard them once, twice, 100 times. Every time I hear them again, I always get something out of it. So as a brand new person, which all of us should have that mindset right now, at the end of the day, you know, you have to look at Enagic as it is the first day, every day, of the rest of the years you're going to be in the business. And you got to treat it as such. The first thing I tell somebody brand new is you got to create balance. You know, we have a very successful network marketers out there that I've had the opportunity to train under and listen to over my years of being in this industry. And some would agree that you need to have balance, and some would say no balance, you know, just go all out, take massive action. But at the end of the day, when you go all out and take massive action, you know, by the time you look behind you, where's my husband, where's my wife, where are my children? You know, how are they living their lives? I mean, are they on the right track, or are they just doing whatever they want to do because mom or dad is so busy building a business that they don't have time to really raise me or instill certain values inside me? So I would tell a brand new person getting started, period, no matter where you are, okay, is that you need to have a level of balance. You got to You got to have your spirituality in place first and foremost, whatever that is. I'm not into. I'm not going to tell you what you should do and who you should worship. I know what I do, and I know who I worship. But at the end of the day, there should be some balance, okay, as far as your spiritual life is concerned. I mean, for an example, if you know that church is what I do on Sunday or it's what I do on Saturday, then that should not be negotiated. You should always put that first, okay? Because remember, there would be no Enagic if it were not for other entities that are actually the force behind the mission. So don't forget that, okay? So your spirituality has to be first. After your spirituality, then there's family. Family is second. Family is second, okay, after spirituality. Keep in mind who's pushing all of this and keeping it together. And then your business. Well, someone say to me, a business is third, by the way. Some say, well, to me, how do you do that? Well, one of the things that I strongly recommend from anybody that's really wanting to get their business off or on the right track, or they're really wanting to start over and make today the first day of the rest of the life of their business, is get a time picture. Get a time picture. You can create your own. What is a time picture? It is actually a vivid schedule, something visual, something that you could see and that you will see every day, and make it available not only for yourself, but make it available for your family. You want to, like from Monday to Sunday, create a schedule, whatever time you want to start to whatever time you want to finish. So Monday is from 4 in the morning. I recommend the earlier you start, the more you're going to get done, and then you'll be able to rest, and you can get up the next day and start all over again. So let's say Monday you start at 4 a.m. with working out or meditation, okay, whatever it is. So Monday morning you'll have from 4, maybe you'll stop at around 8, 9, or 10. And then Tuesday, the same thing. So create a time picture. You can do it using Microsoft. There's several apps out there you can use to do it. But just get it done. And if you're not computer savvy, because believe it or not, I do understand there's some folks that's just not there yet, and I get it. Okay. So you could create it. You can actually sit down and draw it out. All you need is a pencil and a blank sheet of paper, and just draw it out. So after you've gotten those times, Monday through Sunday, your start time is 4 until whatever time you're going to end. The first thing you want to do is you want to slot in your spiritual time. Okay, I know I'm in Bible study on Wednesday nights. I know I'm in prayer meeting on Friday night. I know that maybe I meditate every morning, Monday through Sunday, from 6 in the morning to 6:30. Whatever it is, you want to slot that in. You want to get it in there. So now you know that time is not available for family or business. It's not. I've already allotted that time for my spiritual growth, for my spirituality. And then the second thing you're going to do is you're going to lock in your family time. Some of us, I know for me, and the reason I do this, guys, is because I realize that I'm a workaholic. I learned that a long time ago about Tamia. I just keep going and going and going, and when you keep going and going and going, things get lost in the shuffle. Our families get lost in it. Our business sometimes it has no sense of direction. That's the reason why nobody's hitting positions, because there's no structure. Okay, so it starts with your spirituality, and then once again your family is number 2. You want to log in, that us time. Myself and my significant other, myself and my mom, myself and my dad, myself and my children. If my daughter needs to go to volleyball practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 7, then I know I cannot do certain things at that time. I know that I can't fly out of the country during that time. Sometimes we negotiate with our families, but it has to be a fair negotiation. In other words, I tell my daughter, listen, Mommy is going to Hawaii, okay, from Tuesday to Thursday, all right? And I know you have volleyball practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm going to make an arrangement to get you there. But the reason why Mommy has to do this is because Mommy is building a better future for you and me. What are some of the things you want to happen, over the next 90 days? What are some of the things that you want? Well, Mommy, I want a new iPad, or I want this certain pair of jeans that I've really been looking at that I really like. Okay, so allow me to do this, and then when I do this, guess what? I'm going to be able to do that for you. Is that fair enough? Yeah, go. By all means, please. Can you leave a little early so you can get the process started a little faster? we're having fair negotiation there. And some will say, well, the child is not controlling you. No, the child is not controlling me. What the child is going to do is do what they need to do, okay, on their end, while mommy does what she needs to do, or what daddy does what he needs to do on his or her end. So this way we're meeting, the mind. We're having a meeting of the minds, and we're all in agreement, and that's what I personally call fair negotiation. So the fair negotiating or negotiation. So at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you do not negotiate just on your own terms, when it comes to family. So maybe there's a time when you cook, if you cook, okay? You want to put that time in there. All of that needs to be slotted in there. Because believe it or not, when you're done with your spirituality, okay, and you're done logging that in, and you're done logging in your actual family time, now you look at your time picture and you say, wow, I cannot believe I have all this time left over to build my business. Now I've been thinking I'm working from 9 to 5. I'm thinking, I have Bible class on Wednesday. I'm in church on Sunday, and I'm going to evening service, and I'm thinking I don't have time to build my Enagic business. Whereas when you really look at a time picture and you really see the time that you have, okay, literally available to you to build your business, now that kind of takes all of the excuses, it takes all of the excuses away. Because most people have, after working a 9 to 5, after spiritual time and family time, most people have a minimum of 16 hours left over to build an Enagic business. And to build your business, to build your team, to build leaders, to do health and wealth seminars, to get on conference calls, to do conference calls, to do three-way calls as well, to solicit customers, okay, to go through cold market contacts. You can get all of that done in 16 hours in a week. Now, how many people do it? A lot of folks don't. And they wonder, why am I stagnated? Why am I not moving? Why am I still at 2A? Why am I still at 3A? Why am I 6A and I'm having a difficult time getting these individuals that might be 4 or 3A to understand that, life really begins when you're at that 1710. So you got to really get that done first, and then you'll be able to see clearly what you can do. And honestly, Michelle, when I look at my business here in Enagic, and I think back at how long I've been doing Enagic for almost 10 years, I can honestly say that I've only really worked this business for about a year. I mean, really about a year, literally giving it my all. Because I realize that all I have to do is be strong enough to stay focused long enough, and it's amazing at what happens after the fact. When you take all out massive action for a minimum of 90 days at a time, once you see your time picture and you see the time that you have available, the time you have left over to build your business, nobody is affected. Your spirituality isn't affected. Your family isn't affected. And guess what? Your business isn't neglected. So when you really, really see how much time you have left over and you really go to work, for 90 days, using that time that you have available every single week for 90 days, you can literally cruise for a little while. I didn't say quit. I said cruise. Okay?
That is true.
Quit. There's a difference. Cruise. And so instead of going 100 miles an hour, now you can go about 70 and 80 miles an hour, and still your business will have taken flight, and as a result, your business will continue to grow even when you're sleeping. And that's what we want to get at. But in order to do that for me personally, I had to get some balance in my life. And Michelle, I had to literally turn down two major opportunities this past week alone. I had to literally just say, no, I just cannot. Because, it's like you just got to know when to say no, and your no has to mean no. It's the same way your yes has to mean yes. Your word needs to always be your word. So when you say I'm going to do something, you should do what you say you're going to do. And if you say you're not going to do it, you should stick to that too. That's the reason why when I made a commitment to Mr. Shiro and his company that I would see this through, that I would be so committed that he wouldn't have to worry about Tamia, I meant what I said. That's why I don't want folk calling me, trying to recruit me in nothing, because all I'm going to do is expose you. So you don't want to call Tamia to try to recruit Tamia, because Tamia's going to tell on you. So don't do it, okay? Don't do it. I'll put you in my PowerPoint, and I'll let the world know that I turned you down. So I'm not the one.
And you know what?
Okay?
They don't want to recruit me either. You know,
you're not recruitable.
You're not recruitable. No way. Good deal. I love
exactly.
what
I'm with
saying.
you, Michelle.
Absolutely love what you're saying, because balance is everything.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, we have had those times where we've had all-out massive action in our business, Tamia, but I'm right with you, because it doesn't take that much all-out massive action to get the ball rolling here.
Yep.
Because we don't have to sign up thousands to make money in Enagic.
That's
you
right.
know, a few key individuals and working right by their side, you can make great money in Enagic. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely, all day long, all day. You know, and I proved that to myself not once, but on 2 separate occasions, that I could literally sit back and just do whatever I felt like doing, and not Enagic, and still generate tremendous amounts of income. And I'm going to tell you, Michelle, it is what it is. When you build it, okay, people will show up. They will show up unannounced. I'll give you an example. A young lady that I sponsored, she's one of the 6A, one of the 10 6A. She's one of my newest 6As, as a matter of fact. She said, you know, Tamia, I got a call, because she had a lady that was not active in the business for quite some time, because her sponsor had passed away some time ago. Older lady, but really, really sweet, mature lady, full of wisdom, knowledge, all that good stuff. And anyway, she goes into the office to get her machine cleaned, okay? And she sees this new K8 machine there, and so she inquired about it. And she says, well, I think I need to get that one, you know? And so anyway, they said, well, you know your ID number? No. She told them who her sponsor was, who's no longer here, and who sponsored that young lady, who happened to be Yvette Reeves. So this young lady, while she's in the office, now Yvette didn't even know she was going to the office to clean her machine. Yvette didn't have a clue, you know, where she was in the world, didn't know anything about it. But then all of a sudden she gets an email, because while this young lady was in the office, she decided, I think I'm going to upgrade to the K8. I think I'm going to buy the K8. And bought the K8. In our company, because they are who they are, they made sure Yvette got the credit the way she should have gotten the credit. And as a result, she got a check of over $2,000. And get this, she didn't know the lady was going to the office. I mean, these are the kind of things that happen. Because understand this, listeners. Understand this, my brothers and my sisters. You got some folks that haven't made a decision yet to come on board, and you just need to, because I want you to understand. Water is the most consumed beverage in the world. It is the most used beverage in the world. Not as a beverage, but liquid in the world. Hands down. You cannot live without it. You can't live without it. And when we understand that we have a technology that extends, you know, the creation of it extends back, you know, well over 200 years ago. However, you know, the Japanese perfected it over the past 40 years, and we have access to the original technology. When you understand what we have here, man, please, you wouldn't look left, right. You would just have literally, nobody would have to put blinders on you. Your eyes would just be fixed on and focused on where we're going. Because every single person is going to need what we have. They're going to need it, whether they realize it now or whether they realize it tomorrow, later on today maybe, or whether they realize it 10 years from now. Because this is something that is literally changing the complexion of the world. People are starting to speak the alkalinity language. People are starting to talk more about acidity. And what better place to be than in a position where you can now introduce them to a technology that they're going to have to get anyway eventually. So just think about that. The most consumed beverage in the world, hands down. You can't make coffee without water. You can't make tea without water. Okay? The most used beverage in the world. You can't brush your teeth without water. I don't care how hard you try. It never comes out right. It never comes out right. That's why I use 11.5 to brush my teeth and the 2.5 to swish real quick and, hey, I'm off and going. and my breath is fresh all day. People never fire up their face when they're talking to me, and I like it like that. I mean, so at the end of the day, you can't bathe without water. So Michelle, we have this commodity is absolutely amazing, and it takes water. It takes water. Water was given to us, from the beginning, and it takes water to create alkaline water. It takes water to create ionized water. And we have the most amazing technology out there that there is to actually get the message across to the masses. So guys, don't sleep on this. Don't beg and plead and try to convince and coerce people to get involved in what we're doing. You don't have to. You got to understand, you have the device that's going to change the world hands down. It's already changing the Indonesia world. It's changing the Indian world. It's changing the African world, the Caribbean world. Okay, it's already made a dent, a little small dent in the American world. However, that dent is starting to turn into a serious hole. And guys, don't allow yourself to miss out on something that is just going to sweep across the world. I mean, like you would not believe in record time.
Absolutely.
Because the word is starting to spread. Oh yeah, definitely.
So, one of the things that I know a lot of people ask me is how, we know this technology is so amazing, but how do we get people to take a look at it? What kind of verbiage do we use? How, if you were meeting someone cold contact today, how would you do that? Or, warm market cold contact. There's a lot of different ways, but I know you're an expert at this. So what would Tamia do?
You know what Tamia would do, I can't tell you. I can tell you what Tamia would do. And Michelle, I also share with everybody how I encourage people to invite. You'll find that I use that word encourage because you can't tell for what to do. And even if you do, some of them won't do it anyway. They'll try it their way, get it wrong time and time again, and then they'll decide, okay, let me do what Michelle told me to do because what I've been trying to do is just not working. In other words, trying to reinvent the wheel. The reason why we share these things with people is because we've tried some of the very same things that they're trying, and we remember the results, and as a result, we changed it and we tweaked it until we got it to a point where it works. Okay, so for me personally, I tend to watch people. I'm a people watcher. Even though when people think I'm not watching, I'm watching. When they think I'm not listening, I'm listening. And sometimes you don't have to speak to be heard. So I want you might want to write that down. Just because a person is not speaking, it doesn't mean that they're not talking, okay? So I watch folk, and I listen to body language. I listen to eyes. I listen to movement. That's what I do. So I know whether or not I can take it to all the way to my company, or if I need to go through the back door so that I can get them to a place where they can get the information, where they can make a well-informed, educated, intelligent decision. So I may see somebody like you, Michelle, that might, be smiling and you're giddy and you're happy and you're so excited, right? And I may be able to just go straight for the jugular. Hey, I see that you got a whole cart full of Poland Spring there. Why is that your water of choice? And you say, yeah, this is all my family. This is all we drink. This is all we drink. And I say, you use that to cook with too, because I have a special water that I use to cook my food. It removes, it removes all the stuff is out of it already. It's already been removed out of it, and I've been really, really getting amazing things done, using this water that's already been cleaned already. But what kind of water is that? Well, you know what? I can't really. It's a lot of information. I can't really go into the detail right now. But I'm going to give you my name and number, and you can just give me your name and number, and then you and I can connect a little bit later on if that's okay with you. Oh, okay, that sounds good. Most people, they're with it because I give them my name and number. In other words, I'm giving you, and in exchange, you're giving me. And usually that's what it is. It's give and take, and that's what we've been taught, and I believe it's in everybody's DNA pretty much. But that's to me, though. I wouldn't recommend a brand new person do that. I would recommend I wouldn't recommend that they cold contact right away. not a brand new person, not unless they're seasoned in the industry, and then we need to talk about what we do so they'll understand what we do. Because just because you sold lipstick doesn't mean that your technique there is going to work over here. It's a whole different ballgame. We're talking about something that is going to flat out change the lives of people. Lipstick we can get from anywhere. I'm sorry to say it. I know that there may be some folk on here listening that and say, well, you can't get, really red or ruby red, but you might not be able to get it, but you can get red. So at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to get what it is that we're offering, and especially in every aspect of what we're offering to give to share with other individuals. So in other words, Michelle, if I were a brand new person, if I was talking to a brand new person, I'd tell them to make a list of everybody you know. I mean, this is something that many of us take for granted, and it's so important because you may have it in your head or you may have it in your cell phone, but anything can happen with your cell phone, and you can forget, or you cannot necessarily forget, but maybe you just don't. The person just slipped your mind. You weren't trying to remember them, so they just slipped your mind, and then you go to a meeting and there they are. They're sitting inside of the room, and you're wondering, well, who invited you? And they're saying, well, Michelle invited me, and you're saying, but no, I was thinking about you, or I was trying to remember you, and it's too late. So the person who moved them to action rightfully should get the sale. The person who moved them to action rightfully should get the sale. And that's the way it should be, but sometimes it does not always happen that way, but that's the way that it should be. That's the right way to do it, guys. So I would have them make a list. And after they make that list, I would have them, to pick out, hopefully they have 5 of their family members and friends, closest friends on the list. And I would teach them how to invite them to come out, to their home, to a health and wealth seminar. It doesn't have to be at their house. It could be at a library. They have FedEx places that have meeting rooms. It doesn't matter. But they need to have a place, and they need to have a date, at least 3 dates already selected prior to making the calls. So that's important. And the reason being is you want to move those people to the information. You want to move them to the place of the information. And if you call them on the phone just to talk to them about what it is we do, and you don't really know, or you don't really know what to say and how to say it, or maybe what you've been saying has not been working, then you want to make sure that you have a place to where there'll be somebody there to disseminate that information on your behalf. So what I would say is give me 3 dates of when you're going to actually do the Health and Wealth seminar. Well, to me, I don't know what's good for my auntie. I know what's good for my cousin. I don't know what's good for my boss. No, it doesn't matter what's good for them. What matters is what's good for you. We'll get them there. You just have to select the 3 dates. So once you have those 3 dates, and let's say I tell people too, Michelle, if you want to build this business fast, you want to do those 3 Health and Wealth seminars in your first month. If you want to build it slow, you want to do it over your next 60 to 90 days, period. But I may be real busy in 60 to 90 days from now, so you're going to have to learn how to do this real fast by following me when I go and do Health and Wealth seminars for other people so that you can learn how to do it. So this way you can start to do your own, because I'm moving on the fast track right now. So you have to make that clear to your new business partners if that's you. All right, so you have your 3 dates, you have your list. Now what are we going to do? We're going to start to invite. But you do not want to use words. Remember I said earlier that people are starting to have the alkalinity language down pat. They're starting to have those conversations about alkalinity. Just about every health radio station, every healthy newspaper, when you go to the doctor's office, you pick up a magazine on medicine and you look inside, they're talking about alkalinity. I mean, it's all over now. It's starting to become a normal conversation. Whereas 10 years ago, when we were talking to people, the little bit that we knew was like, what? Why is the water turning purple? What's the red stuff you're putting in there? It's like people didn't know what it was. They didn't understand, But now, we have more websites out there. When you go on the Internet, there's just so much information, and some of it is true, and a lot of it is not. So you don't want to use those words when you're inviting people on purpose. So when I would invite somebody to come someplace, I wouldn't tell them it's a meeting. I wouldn't tell them it's a seminar. I would say it's a get-together. It's a get-together. We're just getting together. People like to attend get-togethers. They don't like to attend meetings because they're thinking, oh, it's Amway. Oh, there's nothing wrong with Amway, by the way. With many people have gotten extreme. They've gotten great training from being a part of a lot of these companies that are still in existence today. That's been in existence way before we even thought about, in this format. But at the end of the day, they're so used to the traditional way of doing things that we have to go about it a bit different. So I would say, if I'm inviting somebody, I say, hi, Michelle, this is Tamia, and always be in a hurry. Be in a hurry, okay? Also be willing to take it away in a hurry as well. You want to invite them in a hurry. You want to be willing to take it away in a hurry as well. So those are the two main things I want you to keep in front of your mind this morning. So anyways, if I'm going to invite them, I'm in a hurry. I'm going to invite them in a hurry, and I'm going to also be willing to take it away in a hurry. So always. So I call Michelle up and I say, hey, Michelle, this is Tamia. How you doing? Oh, I'm fine, Tamia. Okay, great. Listen, Michelle, I'm actually in a hurry. I'm actually having a get-together at my house on, let's say today is Saturday. I'm having a get-together at my house on Monday night at 7:30, and I know that this might be short notice for you and some of the others that I'm going to be reaching out to. But at the end of the day, Michelle, I'm having some folk come over to share some very powerful information. These are people, usually when they say something is going to be big, it's going to be huge. I trust them. I respect them. I know their track record. I mean, phenomenal go-getters, leaders, just amazing people. And so I'm just reaching out to a few people that I think could really benefit from what they're going to be talking about. Now, I don't have all the details, so I can't go into all of that, but I just thought about you because I know what these people do. I just thought about you. So if you can make it on Monday night, that would be great. I just need to know if you can, because if you can't, I'm going to have to go ahead and give that seat away to somebody else. And usually what they say is, well, Tamia, what is it about? Well, as I said, Michelle, I'm really in a hurry. I don't know all the details. They do. They're going to be traveling all the way over here to disseminate the information. I understand if you can't make it. I get it, but just let me know right now so I'm going to have to go ahead and give that seat away. And they say, well, most people say, well, no, I'll be there. And what I do is I just don't leave it like that, okay? You can create your own checklist, your check sheet. Okay, I invited Michelle. She said yes. And then now there's another box beside the yes that says confirm. So now we got the yes. Now I need to confirm her. When am I going to confirm her? The day before. And I'm not going to do the confirming. Somebody else is going to confirm for me. Guys, it works. I've been there. I've done that. I'm telling you, I've tried to invite talking about Kangen. I tried to invite talking about alkalinity. I've tried to invite by sharing, my son's testimony or sharing somebody else's testimony, which I shouldn't have done. And I learned that it just doesn't work, because the minute I say, oh, this Japanese technology, it's a machine that alkaline ionizes water, they vary in price from $1,000 to $6,000. The first thing they want to do is they want to go on the internet and start Googling. And when they start Googling, all this false, fake information is going to pop up, and they're going to say, oh, no, Tamia done got herself in something. These people are selling these machines for $4,000. I can get one for $895. Something that they wasn't even thinking about buying in the first place, all of a sudden they're going to buy now, because they think they know more than what they're going to hear, because what the internet said, not realizing there's no such thing as internet police. So anybody can say anything on the internet. I tell folks all the time, I can become the #1 heart surgeon in New York today. I can create a web page right now with a resume, okay, with some fake testimonials of heart surgeries that I've done, okay, with fake new techniques that I'm talking about. And I guarantee you, I can tell folks I do it in my office. You don't have to go to the hospital and pay all of that unnecessary money to have the heart surgery done. You can come straight to my house, and I can do it in my office. Yeah, my lights are I have a surgery room lights, and I have this and the other, and I'll do the heart surgery for $200. And here's a coupon for $99 off. Do you know some folk will call and inquire about it, because they believe what they saw. They believe what they read. They believe that the new technique that I'm talking about that I made up is real. I mean, so you can't believe everything on the internet. We know that, but a lot of people don't. So you want to protect them. And you protect them by using words like get together. You protect them by edifying the people that's going to, or the person that's going to be delivering information. You protect them by not going into detail about what it is that we're going to be talking about. So this way, they have no ammunition. They can't shoot you down. You understand? In other words, they have to come and find out what it's about. The nosy instinct inside of them. The person that wants to inquire, that spirit of wanting to inquire inside of them will get them there. All right? So that's the reason why I say, hey, I know it's short notice, and I always invite, like a day, 2 days before. I know it's short notice. I get it. You might not be able to make it, but I just want you to know, and I thought about you, because the people that's coming, I love them, I trust them, I respect them. There are people that when they say something's going to be big, I'm telling you, it's going to be huge. And it's something that you might want to throw in there, something that they're just getting started here in this area. And I just thought about you. Now, I know you might not be able to make it, and I get it, but, let me know if you can, if you can't, because if you can't, I'm going to go ahead and give your seat away. And it's like, give my seat away. When you say give my seat away, I'm going to give you, it's the same as you tell somebody I'm going to give your car away. It's like it's something inside of them that say, how dare you can't give, that's my seat. You can't give it away. It's the psychology behind it. Just trust me on this one and use it today and see how many people say yes. Okay? And when they say, well, tell me more about, listen, I'm in a hurry. I can't go into that right now. Just know that these people, I trust them, I love them, I respect them, and they usually, everything they touch, man, it's like it turns to gold. I understand you can't make it. I get it. But I'm going to have to go ahead and give your seat away. Just keep to the script. Do not deviate. That's why I tell people to call the first 5 people, let it be family or friends. Because if all of them say, I'm not coming, that means that you said something that you shouldn't have said. And so we need to rehearse it again. And then I'm going to send you right back to those same 5 people, and you're going to tell them, listen, Mom, that was a try. That I was just trying something out. Now, let me try again. So you can role play with mom, dad, sister, brother, your best friend, but you can't role play with your minister. Maybe you can, I don't know. But with your minister or with your doctor or your lawyer, say, hey, I was just playing. I just want to try it again. It's like, listen, I don't have time for games. Period. I like you. I love your business, but I don't have time for games. So that's the reason why I tell them to call let the first 5 people be people that can understand. And then after I get at least 3 out of the 5 from a brand new person or a person that's just trying for the first time, I'll tell them, go ahead and go through your list. After we get through that part and we know who said they're going to be there, then I'll have somebody else confirm. And they also confirm the way that we invited. Okay, they got to be in a hurry. They're going to confirm in a hurry, and they're going to be willing to take it away in a hurry. So when I have somebody else, it could be somebody into this or not to this. I teach them how to confirm my appointment. So they get on the phone and they say, hey, Michelle, I do understand, and they always call the day before. My name is Tamia. I'm actually calling on behalf of Bob Godelli. I know I understand you're supposed to be at his house on tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Now, I just wanted to call to confirm with you that you're going to be there, because what's happening, Michelle, is we're putting together packages for those individuals that's going to be in attendance. And we're actually going to be, having special things done that's going to be happening there for them as well. Now, I do understand that, that you said you're going to be there, but I need to confirm to make sure, because we have people that really want to be there, so if you can't make it, we get it. We're just going to have to give that seat away to somebody else. And so now I'm confirming. The reason I confirmed the day before is because it's not important to people until it's important to people. It's like, you make a dentist appointment. They tell you it's on October the 18th. Okay, at 3 o'clock, and you don't write that down, and nobody confirms, October the 13th, 3 o'clock will come, and you will not have shown up at your appointment, okay? However, if they call you the day before to confirm, you'll be there, because it's not important until it's important. So that's the reason why nowadays most successful practices, medical practices, dental practices, etc., what happens is they will call you the day before to confirm. And the reason the day before and not 2 days before, there's a reason for that. It's so it stays fresh in your mind. Now you know, tomorrow I got to go to the doctor. Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment at 1 o'clock. Tomorrow, now you know. It's fresh in your mind. And that's the reason why we confirm. So, Michelle, there's a lot more to it. But if folks can just get that down, if they can just get the inviting down and confirming down, then they will have very few no-shows. Very few. I'm willing to guarantee.
Wow.
People will always be there. And so if you want to get 10 there, you want to go ahead and invite 20 to 30. Usually 20 will get you 10, but I say go ahead and invite 20 to 30. And now when you get there, guess what? You're going to go ahead and do what you do. Not you, but you will edify the person or the people that's going to be there delivering the message, and they'll do it. And you sit and listen and you learn while you earn. All of that in one shot. You sit, you listen, you learn, and you while you earn, all in one shot. I mean, so it is.
That's
what it
awesome.
Is. Yeah.
And you know what? It's kind of interesting listening to you. And, I always love listening to you, Tamia, because you've got such great experience. You've been in the industry for a long time, and you've taught me a lot. It's a really fine testament to Enagic and the product that we have here that someone like me without the experience can come in here and make a great, great living and based on the product. And what I have learned over the past 8 years is that we have to train ourselves. We have to, we do the best we can with the knowledge that we have at the time, and then we go forward. So today we have learned some incredible things from you just in inviting and the power of confidence. Those of you listening on the line, I'm sure you hear the confidence that Tamia has. You can't go to a seminar or a training and not hear that. I know that you do several trainings around the country, and I'm sure you've got something coming up soon. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I'm actually going to Germany. I got to be in Germany soon.
Hey, I'm going to be there too.
All right.
How about
awesome.
that? Hey, we'll have a party. And I think Cynthia's
so we'll
going to
be in
be
Germany
there too.
together. Also, we have I'm going to be down in the Florida area. I tell folks just follow us on Facebook, and you'll see because I post it all. Where I'm going to be. Cause, Michelle, there's some folks just want you to come for them and their team. I just don't do that. If I cannot invite the folk that's in the area that may not be a part of that team, but they need to learn too. They need to understand too.
Everybody needs to learn, and it's important for us to work that way with everybody. And I know you're a team player as well as I am too. We have an event coming up in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area this week. I want to make sure that those of you listening know. Hamagawa is coming from corporate, and he will be here on Thursday. So we're going to have a 6A meeting, a 1A to 5A training. That flyer should be posted and sent out through email today, so check that out. But, yeah, it's all about getting people to show up. And what's kind of interesting is that, sometimes you can invite to a presentation that someone's having, but sometimes it's just a one-on-one. Do you ever do one-on-one presentations?
Oh yeah. But if that person is married, I won't do it. And the reason I won't do it, if they're married and they're being married and not together, but they're married and together, living in the same house, I like to get the two of them together at the same time, even if one is not really interested. If they just listen to the first 5 minutes and then leave the conversation, whatever. And the reason, Michelle, is I don't like to keep going back. So I figured usually when you meet with the wife, sometimes the wife is not the decision maker. Sometimes you meet with the husband, he says, I need to talk to my wife. So it's best to try to get the two of them together, even with roommates. If there's two females living together, sharing an apartment, or two men sharing an apartment, I try to talk to the two of them. I really do at the same time. Sometimes you may talk to one person, that's the decision maker, and that's the decision maker. But I'd like to find that out before I spin my wheel. I want to find out, are you the decision maker? Because if they're not, that's it. So if right now, if we were to talk about this, and you would decide you would decide to purchase it, would you have to consult anybody before you made that, before you could be a concrete decision? If they say yes, I said, I'd like to talk to the two of you at the same time. Because if you try to share what I'm getting ready to share with you, you're not knowing what I know. I may be able to actually attend to their questions or their comments or their concerns all at one time. Because too many times I talked to the wife and then I had to go back and do a demonstration for the husband, or I talked to the husband, I have to come back and do a demonstration for the wife. It's just best to find out who the decision maker is, so this way I can do what I do for the decision maker. At the same time, the other people that are excited about the information, that they're there to receive information. So it makes it easier. I like to even do demos for families, too, where you have the children, especially when you have children, especially children that are like between 4 and 14, I mean, they sit there, they get all excited, and I have them put the drops in the beverages, and it's like, look, Mom, look, Dad, I'm not drinking that no more. Oh, I'm not drinking that anymore. You know, because a lot of times the children will sell the machine for you. You know, the machine sells itself, yes. But when you have small children there and they're part of the demo and they're all excited about it, and they start talking about what they learned and what happened with this person, their friend's mom, or they're sharing stories, it becomes a family decision, and it's a real nice place to be, and you know, and people that are into family, they can appreciate that too, Michelle. It's like when you go buy a car, you know, or you go and you buy a van, you bring the family and see if everybody can fit in there comfortably, and the children pretty much make the decisions for the parents.
Yep.
You know,
and, that happened to us last night. We had we bought a new car last night, and we took Lexi, and my husband was trying to tell me what I should get. And so we went around the other corner, and she says, no, Mom, this is what we should get. But anyway, that was really fun. So, you know, what I was going to say is I wanted to ask you, how does your team share water? Do they share water? Do they share opportunity more? Or do they do a little bit of both? How do you do that?
We're nowadays, because of where we are right now, I'm finding that I can't say what everybody's doing. I mean, there's a lot of people in my group, but what I'm finding more is that people are driving the opportunity side more. Of course you share water. I mean, Michelle, when it comes to sharing water, I think sharing water is great. Okay, I think it's phenomenal. That's how I got my business started, and I recommend that every person shares water. However, it's not sharing water that gets you sales. It's how you share water that gets you sales. If you're just out there just dropping water off at people's doorsteps, and I've heard it time and time again, I've been sharing water for the past 4 years, I haven't gotten a sale. That's because it's the way you're sharing water. If I was to drop gallons of water off today at the store steps of the division, and I was to put on there, you know, Kangen alkaline water, 9.5 Kangen water, whatever, and just leave it there. And if I was to go and get Poland Spring and do the same thing the next week, people would say, well, man, somebody's just giving me water. This is nice to have this water. You know, then they'll look around, well, where's the water? But if I were to take that same gallon of water and knock on somebody's door, okay, and maybe it could be a friend of mine, or maybe it could be cold contact, and if they let me in to do a demonstration and they see the value in the water, now I have that person's attention. Whereas if I'm just giving away water, but they don't know what they're getting, it makes absolutely no sense, to me anyway. And that's what I teach my team. Do not give away water. If a person is not willing to sit and listen to a demo, if they're not willing to sit down and watch a 2-minute pH test, okay, then they don't deserve to have your water. They don't. They need to understand that this is not your ordinary water. And then, two, when folks share water, they need to separate, you know, the wheat from the tares. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, the reason, Michelle, is, and how we do this is this, first week or first couple of days or first day, you may share 9.5, or you may share the lower dose if this person has not been drinking the water, okay? In the beginning, we only shared 9.5. We didn't know any better. You know, folk were having all kind of reactions, and we were saying, just drink it. You'll overcome it. We didn't know any better. We just got started. So what I tell people to do now is maybe you might want to introduce those that sit on the fence. You may want to give them a small bottle of the 11.5 to brush their teeth with, a small bottle of the 2.5 to gargle with, and you want to teach them how to do it. You know, you go to their house and you give them a little sample and say, here, let me show you how to do it, and bring a disposable toothbrush with you. Now that separates our technology from the other technology. So now when they say, well, this machine, this lady's been giving Miss Michelle been sharing water with me, she gave me some 11.5. Oh, you shouldn't drink. No, I'm not drinking it. I'm brushing my teeth with it. Or I just washed my cherry tomatoes in it. I just washed my plums in this water. She brought me a gallon the other day, and this is what I did with it. And look at all the stuff that came off of my fruits and vegetables. Now the next time they get some cherry tomatoes or some plums or some grapes, and they want to wash it off in their tap water, they're going to think about it because I've educated them. And now they're linked to me. Or you might want to give them some beauty water. You know, every now and then, it's hot outside, spray your face with some beauty water. You know, use it to soften your hands, or use it as a lotion, for your legs. Yep. And tell me what you think about it.
Yep, it's true health. Everybody listening, Tamia's talking about all the things that we can market with this machine. And, like she said, their team is also switching more to an 80% opportunity, 20% Kangen demo water class. And you know what? That's what's making people stop and say, wow, because if they're buying into their dreams and their opportunity and they can get themselves into a different lifestyle, then the value has already been created. So then when you show them the machine and all these things that it does, then it's even a greater opportunity because they can do true health. But it has been such a pleasure to have you here today. I cannot believe how fast the time goes when you're with me.
Tell me about it. I didn't even look at my phone here. My watch is
I know, it's gone. Fast. It is absolutely gone.
Mm-hmm.
So you know
I enjoyed every minute of it. Yeah.
I enjoyed it too, and I look forward to seeing you in Germany next month.
Oh yeah.
Our lives have changed. Wasn't it exciting getting our monthly and quarterly as a -4?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
say that again.
We just got it. We just got paid. So, You know what, guys? If you'll stay the course, you're going to get paid like that as well. But even along the way, the rewards are fantastic. So give us some last words as we head over to Eli and Jelena's call, which is at area code 212-990-8000 with a PIN number of 0808#. Tamia, close us out, darling.
Man, listen, just stop trying to. This is what I would encourage everybody to do. There's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of great stuff out there. What I encourage you to do is don't reinvent the wheel. Find out what it is that works for you and then do it. Stick to it. See it through until the end. Keep in mind that there is no better company than our company. And I don't say that because we are part of Enagic. I say that because it's true. Whenever our CEO takes into consideration, our mental health, our physical health, and our financial health, we have to also understand that that's somebody who really has our best interest at heart. And I wouldn't want it any other way. So, Mr. Sherrill, kudos to you. And Enagic, man, I'm so excited to be a part of a phenomenal company. And for those of you listening, I'm excited to be a part of your family as we all grow, and we all grow right into our dreams. So that being said, Michelle, thank you so much for having me on this call. I look forward to being on many, many more and talking and sharing with as many people as I possibly can. You guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you all at the top of Enagic. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.